All right. Hey, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. Yeah, and it's a couple of brothers back, from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad. And as always, we got the beloved brother Tazapai as well.
All right.
And the Wadi How Bashim Awashai, again, for blessing us, with another opportunity to come give a sacrifice, to come speak about this news. When you're another Thursday live, which, every day, every week is a lot that's happening, whether we see it or whether we don't, in which us who are in a know, that's the more we should trust in our power, because everything that we have been reading, everything we have been prophesying, everything that we have been learning, through our apostles and elders, we actually seen it playing out, on all aspects of prophecy, whether it's the MOTB, whether it's war, which is going to lead to World War III, whether it's the people suffering in America, which it was foresaid that they was going to suffer, jobs was going to stop, hard times will come. Well, we see it playing out before us, man. So we'll touch on a few things here. As you see, it says open forum. We have a few different topics. But before we hop into it, Elder Taza Pop, you have anything? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to start off with what you said as far as the jobs and all of that. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12. I'm gonna start at you know what? I'll start at verse 3. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. So in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, this is what the priest was speaking of. All right. These hard times that's coming to America and around the world. All right. The keepers of the house is Esau Edom, because the earth, which the house is, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So he's the keeper of the house. This is why the house has gone to shit. And the Lord has to come back, kick him in the ass, and make him clean up the house. All right. He's the keeper of the house, but he's a horrible keeper. And the Lord coming back to put a boot in his ass and make him clean all this shit up. But for now, and before we get to that point, all right, they say, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And why would they tremble? Because the fury of the Lord will be fully revealed. All right. Right now, it's bits and pieces. You see something here, you see something there, and people can still dismiss it. Oh, well, that was just his tough luck. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he had that coming and all of this. But it's going to come a point, it's going to be just biblical destruction, mayhem, just horrific scenes. All right. Things you thought you would only see in the movies is going to be in your face. All right. And this is why even the keepers of the house are going to tremble. And it says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, right, for fear. But, and this is the point, well, all of it is the point, but as the brother said, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. The grinders is talking about the workers. All right. So the workers are going to cease because the jobs are going to decrease. Well, it has been, but will continue to decrease. All right. And so with the decreasing of jobs, you're going to see crime go up. And it's going to be a cascade effect of wickedness. All right. So it goes on, verse 4 says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. All right. Right. Companies closing, jobs going out of business, selling out, mergers happening, downsizing, all of that. You may see a few jobs come back, to America, maybe due to the tariffs, but yeah, I don't even think the tariffs is going to be enough to bring work back. Well, I mean, prophecy say it ain't. But yeah, the doors, it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Yeah, right. All right. America has no manufacturing, no major exports of anything of worth. Only thing America exports is debt. All right, and the nations had enough of that. So nobody's buying the treasury bonds. Nobody wants the dollar, and so that's going to create a cascade effect. Which is going to snowball into a second Great Depression. It's going to be, have people begging for the MOTB. But it says again, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right. And you see, it's been brought so low since the Diddy, and I heard this back at least 3, maybe 4 years ago that Diddy was gonna get taken down, and this rap shit was gonna be done. That the elite was pretty much done with rap, and rap been a major cash cow for like 40, 50 years, But I mean, who's out? You more hip than me. I don't keep up with it. Like, who's out right now? I hadn't heard nothing from a Sexy Red. I ain't heard nothing from a Glorilla. I ain't heard everybody that was popping and hot a few years ago. I really hadn't heard nothing from. And maybe I just might be out of touch.
Nah, you on point out of Toss of Pop because ain't nobody really out. You got just TikTok
Ain't
artists
nobody rocking.
and they go viral and that's it. They burn out quick.
Right. You got that. But that's about it. But right, even when they was putting out music, it was shit. It was trash. All right. And this is what the prophecy is saying, alluding to the times that we are in. All right. So this is where we are. Now I want to go here to Isaiah 33:6, because in the midst of all of that chaos, and you see, we really hadn't even hit Jacob's trouble. And you got people, I'm glad you showed that, because that's where I was about to go. You got these camps out here, they shaky and flaky, and people leaving, talking about, I'm done with the Hebrew Israelite cult. Y'all come back to Jesus and all of this, right? Because you wasn't given a proper foundation in which to build upon. And, and I'm gonna leave it right there. But Isaiah 33:6 says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? When the doors are shut in the streets, when the keepers of the house are trembling, we're going to be cool as a cucumber.
Right.
With this wisdom and knowledge, all right? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. That's the strength of our salvation, the very wisdom and knowledge, all right, that we've been storing up, them treasures that we've been storing up. That's the strength of our salvation. You see? And when somebody go back to the sweet Jesus, that's because they didn't have strength of salvation. They wasn't given wisdom and knowledge. All right. But it says, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. All right. And everybody about to learn the fear of the Lord. You want to learn from us? So the Heavenly Father is going to send his only begotten Son down to teach you himself personally. And you will learn the fear of the Lord. You will learn. So you got it.
That's it. And we'll hop straight into it. And And Lord willing, do be edifying. So the first one, and like I said, it's an open forum. So a lot of these articles, and also the articles and videos we're gonna play, they're already in the description box. So Baba Kasha, you know, if we don't touch on it fully, then you know, it's that for you know, so you can go look into it. So this first one we'll touch on. We won't go in too much into it, but to further prove that these small hats who in the land of Israel right now, this further proves that they are not the people. You know, according to the Bible, according to prophecy, when those people go back into the land, it will be peace on earth. No more war, no more trouble, no more suffering, no more crime. Well, now, as end time prophecies say that the Lord was going to send out fires in many places. Well, now the Holy Land is on fire. You know, we used to California being on fire, certain places in America being on fire, a Tesla truck being on fire. Well, now the Lord got Jerusalem on fire. You see? Which, again, further shows this can't be the people. How could they be in the land and at peace, but they got fires, just you know, wildfires at that. They can't contain it.
Yep.
But so as you see, I just on Google fires in Jerusalem. You could type it in. It's kind of like an honorable mention, but it's happening right now. Matter of fact, let me see if we can. I know that Tazapa, you were saying how you seen some soldiers getting burnt up.
Man, yeah, it was. They couldn't go nowhere. They couldn't go. It was like a firestorm. It was wind and fire. The wind blew the door open. They was trying to pull the door open and go back in, you know. And I just imagine, you know, being in that position, man. That's rough, but that's what they get. That's exactly what they get. That was them Israeli soldiers. That's good for their motherfucking ass. All of them burn up.
So this in our land right now is in Jerusalem.
Yeah, but see, the news won't tell you the atrocities that's going on over there being committed by these Israeli soldiers. Raping, robbing, pillaging, man. They throwing cats off buildings and all this old sick, crazy, twisted shit that they do. You know? And it's not being told in the media, you know, the lamestream media. And it's damn near against the law here in America to even speak, you know, on these people.
You got something?
No, I thought you got it out.
Okay, I'll get a real quick one. Second Esdras 5 and 8, we can move on. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be often sent out again. And that's why we see in many places catch on fire. It's a part of end time prophecy. It says, and a wild beast shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. But again, if this was the holy people, why is it fire, a wildfire at that they can't contain, going on in your holy land right now, man? Which further shows that can't be the people. Now, other than that, if you ain't had nothing else on that one, we can move on. Now, another thing that was in the news, and Salakia too, you know, we a little short on time today. So Salakia, we feel like we're moving a little faster. But you know, Lord willing, like I said, we get everything in and do be edifying. But this next one, this was put out yesterday, not May, but today is May 1st, which they call May Day, you know, which this is a month that you can expect some so-called events to happen, you know, as they would say, some events to happen. But another thing that's going on right now, you have Trump. I'm sure some of y'all seen that he talking about building a golden dome. You know, a golden dome similar to what Israel got. What Israel's called?
The Iron Dome.
The Iron Dome, the Iron Dome. And Trump talking about building a golden dome, which, as many of the times of power was talking before the lesson, we don't think they even gonna have time to fulfill that wish. You see, time moving fast, man. You don't, and again, according to prophecy, it's gonna be nothing that's gonna stop these missiles from being shot off. And that's kind of what this article say. So it's this was put out yesterday, April 29th, or 2 days ago. Yesterday, 2 days ago. It says beyond reach. This from RT News. It says why America's Golden Dome may be powerless against Russia's doomsday missile. And this is prophecy. Because it said in prophecy in Joel the 2nd chapter that whatever defense system that America or Israel try to set up, now it don't say America or Israel in the scriptures, but it talk about, you know, the day of the Lord, that judgment coming on Babylon. It pretty much said that when the Lord shoot his arrows, nothing gonna stop him. It said earlier this year, U.S. President Donald Trump launched the ambitious Golden Dome Initiative, a sweeping plan to build a national missile defense system, right? A missile defense system capable of shielding America from modern threats. Ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, and advanced cruise missiles. Designed as a next generation shield, the Golden Dome aspires to close gaps in the nation's defenses and guarantee security against a broad range of airborne dangers. It says, but even the most sophisticated defense can face a threat it wasn't designed to stop. As Washington doubles down on its plans for a new shield, Russia is preparing a weapon unlike anything currently in existence. And you know, that's the Lord putting on a spirit to bring these things forth. It says a nuclear-powered cruise missile with unlimited range, and it's a threat the Golden Dome may struggle to encounter. Now, when you go into this article, it pretty much saying how this Golden Dome that Trump planned on setting up, it don't have no defense against Russia or even Russia not Russia allies, but Russia allies, which will be American enemies. So this is all kind of a smoke screen, just saying stuff. If you know prophecy, you know this don't mean nothing, man. Nothing gonna stop those missiles. Other times, you have anything?
Oh no, you good?
Can I get this real quick and we can move on? This Job chapter 2.
Okay, yeah, I was holding it. You know, you
Not
you
Job,
want me to read it?
you got it. You got it.
See, I'm gonna start at verse 2, I guess. So I'm gonna read through it. You can break it down. All right, Joel chapter 2, verse 2. A day of darkness. All right, so that's the theme. All right, that's the theme of the day. The day of darkness, Jacob's trouble. But yeah, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There had not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
And what is it? And that's not actually talking about a people, it's talking about those missiles, man. Remember, the missiles are a part of the army of the Lord. And to further prove that it's not talking about missiles, that it's not talking about people, but it's talking about missiles. People have been here since the world began. And people are going to be here after World War III forever. But this right here says, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, and neither shall be any more after it. This going to be an event to where it never happened in world history before. And once it happened, it won't happen again. And it's going to further explain itself. But as we know, that's World War III. Missiles never been shot off in the world before. But once it happened this time, that's going to be the last time it ever happened again. You got it, Tazapah.
Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
To show you his missiles.
Yep.
Salakia, but it says that the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, a beautiful paradise. But once these things detonate and hit, it's going to be nothing but ashes, smoke, fire, desolation, man. What else could this be if it's not talking about the missiles? You got it, though, Tazapah.
That's right. The fire devoureth before them is the nuclear warheads, and the flame behind them, that's the rocket boosters. All right. And verse 4 says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of a fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain, All faces shall gather blackness.
Right. Think about it. When people actually look up and see these missiles fall,
Yep.
it's gonna be nothing but fear. They're gonna lose. In other words, they're gonna lose their spirit, man. Some of them might just die from a heart attack, passing out.
Yep. That's it. Yep. Verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks.
Now, see, it's as we know, it's talking about the missiles. It says they shall run like mighty men, right? And it says they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Wherever the Lord got these missiles designated to hit, they're gonna be shot off in whatever area of the earth they're in, and they're gonna hit that exact spot, as it's gonna further say. So again, as we read, no defense system, and it's going to further prove itself, but no America Golden Dome or even a Iron Dome for the small hats won't stop the judgment of the Lord. It said in 2 Ezra 16 that once the Lord shoot his arrows, who can stop him?
Yeah. They say they shall run like mighty men. And we know Russia got them hypersonic missiles. Man, you can't stop them things. That's damn near bullet speed. They damn near go almost as fast as a bullet, you know? So, yeah, they gonna run like mighty men, like shit. Usain Bolt or was it Joab, brother?
Oh, yeah.
I forget his name, but yeah, shit, one of David mighty men that was swift of foot, you know, fast. So that's what it means. They gonna come swiftly. The Lord gonna do this place in 1 hour, you know. But it say, yeah, and they shall not break their ranks. All right. So they gonna go to their designated target. Verse 8 says, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Cunt. And that's the point right there. Again, we started earlier just to further expound on what is this talking about. As we see, it's talking about missiles. When the missiles be shot off, nobody can stop them. That's why I say right here, neither shall one thrust another. Out of all these missiles that's going to be shot in the sky, they ain't going to run into another. Russian missiles ain't going to hit China missiles. China missiles ain't going to hit North Korea missiles. You know, they will hit the exact spot. And it says they shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon a sword, going back to this, a defense system, when Israel, America try to use a defense system, it says when they fall upon a sword, they shall not be wounded. And ain't going to stop what the Lord about to do, man. Now, see, the average American, they'll get excited about this and feel some type of comfort, like, yeah, build, you know, like I said, build the wall. Yeah. Build the Golden Dome. Look, what the Lord got coming, ain't nothing could be built that's going to stop that.
Yeah, that's it. This is hype. Donald Trump is the hype man for the elite. To get everybody crump while this place go down. But yeah, he just blowing hot air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a Golden Dome. Yeah, you got it.
I was about to say something I forget, but we can move on. So this we can go into the main topics now. We could begin to wind down. As brothers, you know, Aqua out that scene, you know, with the American and the China trade wars, a lot is happening, and it's some things that not just as far as like men as far as we can't explain, but it's certain things that we not seeing on mainstream media that's going on behind the scenes. You know, even us in our little personal jobs, we are already being affected by what's happening. But what they're saying is that looking forward to next month or the end of May, things might take a drastic turn for the America. So we'll hop straight into it. If you don't have nothing to kind of add on, I'll play this quick little video of Mike Adams.
Yeah, brother, you got it.
Let's get into it. So this is a quick video from Mike Adams. It says 9 red pill people have no idea how supply chains actually function. And what he going into is he think, you know, the average dumb American, they don't understand the process on how products get into the stores. And that's what he's going to talk about as we see is the shipping containers and everything going on.
Welcome to the Health Ranger Report with Mike Adams, the Health Ranger.
I've come to realize that mainstream people have no idea how the supply chain works. I mean, I've known this, you've known this too. People think that products just magically are teleported onto the shelves of grocery stores or Walmarts or Home Depots or whatever, because they don't see the whole operation. They don't know that a lot of the goods at Home Depot, let's say, even a lot of food items at the grocery store, they start in China. You know, they come out of a factory, but the factory has to have raw materials coming in, has to be transport infrastructure. And then out of the factory, it gets put on pallets and it gets packaged and then trucked to the port.
And listen to this process on what he's saying, because I got one of these articles. It's going to give us the timeline on how long this take. And I'm going to just say it. They said it take 8 weeks, 8 weeks from it to be shipped from, well, in China, put on a ship. And when it get off the ship in America, for it to get, stocked and all that, it take 8 weeks. If it's stopping now, man, what you think about to really happen? Let me play it back.
And then, forklifts loaded up into containers, and then giant cranes load the containers onto the ships, right? And then the ships sail 3 to 4 weeks across the Pacific Ocean to dock at a U.S. port, typically on the West Coast. And then the whole thing is reversed with the cranes and the forklifts and the trucks, and then the trucks truck it typically to a distribution hub. For example,
and I don't want to stop it, but even with my job at Taza Pa, like say we got new products being shipped in, we can see where they at. And a lot of people are asking us, hey, how long is it going to take for us to get this, a product in? And we can go look, and it tell us if it's in America, or it tell us if it's just been shipped from China, or it tell us if it's on the water. A lot of people, we've been telling them lately, it's on the water. It's on their way. They on the water. The thing is, a lot of companies been sending back those ships because they got to pay more if they come in.
Lowe's, the hardware store Lowe's, they have a giant hub in Wyoming. I think it's in Cheyenne. And Home Depot's got a few hubs here and there. And then at the hubs, there are people and logistics software that figure out which products need to be loaded on which trucks that are headed for certain stores. So there's a truck going to, every store every day. Essentially. And the same thing happens with grocery stores, etc. Anyway, then there's a bunch of forklifts in the hub that are, rolling around, moving pallets and moving boxes onto the trucks that go to the stores. And then the trucks get to the stores. And then the people at the stores then have to unload the trucks with forklifts and, pallet jacks, which are sort of hand-dragged devices that you can drag pallets around with. We have a bunch of them at our warehouse, obviously. And then people have to manually take the stuff out of those boxes, open up the cases, and then stock it on the shelves. And that happens at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning when nobody is there. I mean, when customers aren't there. So that's why the average American thinks that products just magically appear. It's not magic. It's a complex supply chain, and it's all breaking down. And so I recently released my song called Empty Shelves.
That's pretty much on that. Just so he can run through it, because Mike kind of been pissing me off lately. Because he all in at the top of he all with the AI, he with it. He even bought the that NVIDIA chip system.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he bought it. He bought that. He bought the Enoch system. He fully in it. And I'm a little disappointed in Adams.
Seems like he made a U-turn.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in him. But I'm gonna say this, Elder Taza Pa, which shows what Esau about to do with these distractions, these false miracles. A lot of people gonna fall for it. If the scriptures say, even if it was possible the elect could fall for, how much more Mike Adams? So these people gonna go, even the people who we get certain articles from, certain videos from, as we see time move on, they're gonna start moving towards and agreeing with what Esau talking about, man.
Yeah, everybody's looking for the next best thing, man. People know that the dollar is dead, so Bitcoin pretty much out of range. As far as purchasing, you could purchase pieces of a coin, but I guess people just looking for something to invest. They know that this digital age is coming, and I guess some people just don't want to miss out. They want to stay on the cutting edge, I guess. But yeah, I'm ready for this shit to go.
Man.
But yeah, brother, you got it.
Kind of, I'm gonna get a quick precept, and we could kind of flow through these last few articles. But you see, a lot of people go start conforming to what Esau is doing, man. That's why it says the world. What is saying? Second Ezra 13. I think it's Second Ezra 13. Oh, the world marvel after the beast.
Yeah. Con.
You know, you see Mike Adams, man, and it's like he already got the C hip, the way he talking.
Yeah, he could.
But con. Yeah, he bought all the systems already, you know. Even when you listen to his intro, is AI on this Mike Adams, and yeah, anyway. But I'm gonna read this and we're gonna get into these articles because again, this is a part of end time prophecy. And we'll make it so cold is Second Ezra 6, which goes into the end of Esau's world. So let's see one of the things that was gonna happen at the end of Esau's world. Second Ezra 6. And I'm gonna start at 22, and we'll read a couple more articles just to expound on this point. It says, and suddenly, right? And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Now, this part is dealing with those farmers. Farmers have been suffering as well. They haven't been getting the produce, you know, the harvest as they expected to get. Everything been dwindling. So if you don't have farmers growing healthy or reasonable amount of crops to feed the economy, then how is anything gonna get in the stores? And that's homegrown. How much more if now if the homegrown farmers are suffering and they can't get their products in restaurants or stores? That's one thing. Now add that on top of China saying we ain't shipping nothing to y'all again. We gonna hold off. We gonna have issues. Now you got ships halting from coming to America, and homegrown, you ain't really got nothing growing. So therefore, it says, and suddenly, Second Ezra 6 and 22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Right, and you can't forget, you got to throw Bill Gates in there because he's buying up hundreds of acres of farmland just to sit on it, or either put GMO. So it's a lot of land that used to be sown that's not being sown because Bill Gates done bought up a whole lot of, you know, farmland throughout the Bible Belt.
Yep.
Throughout the Midwest and all of that. Con.
And two other types of power on top of him buying land. Remember, a report came out how Bill Gates and these elites been paying off farmers to euthanize, right, which means to kill their cattle, or to start putting like what's the I forget what they put on the leaves, and it's like damn, and the flowers. They got a big lawsuit against her. Anyway,
you talking about the cross pollination and all of that.
Yeah, the elites forcing some. So if these farmers not just being bought out, then they forcing them to put down certain seeds, which is chemicals, which that's gonna just kill what they got in their fields anyway. So again, if farmers, you got it.
Right. No, I would say one of the things that they'll do is like they'll plant GMO right next to organic form, and it'll get cross-pollinated with the GMO, the Roundup and all of that. It'll cross-pollinate and infect the organic crop. And so then they either have to shut down or get in bed with Monsanto because the GMOs are patented. So now you got this patented genetically modified organisms in your crop, you know, which mutated it. And so now they can sue you, or you could play ball. And that's how they play. You know, they play dirty like that. But it all boils down to, it ain't gonna be shit to eat soon for the wicked. Yeah, brother, go ahead. Yeah, another thing, shit. Well, You know about the appeal. Salakia.
What'd you say?
And the appeal, that chemical coating that they beginning to put on everything.
Oh, Yep.
So it's all about disconnection. You know, they want to disconnect us from nature, from everything natural, and ultimately from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, because you are what you eat. You eat genetically modified trash and poison, which our bodies wasn't meant to run on. It throws everything off whack, you know. So yes, it's gonna be bad, man. It's a lot of unhealthy people in America,
Yeah.
you know, and then trying to survive through Jacob's trouble. It's gonna be funny. But yeah, brother, what you got?
I finished this precept. I was just showing them that the A-pill stuff. If y'all go and in the stores, if y'all go in stores and y'all see the label like this, A-pill, don't get that. That's Bill Gates stuff.
That's the Bill Gates, right?
Don't get that. Don't get it. If you see A-pill, APEEL on the, which even my son and my daughter, it was a while back. We bought some fruit. They're like, why I got stickers on the fruit? Right. Why I got stickers on the fruit? But the thing is, if you see A-pill on any bananas, any fruit, any vegetables, don't get it. That's fake. It's Bill Gates stuff. But going back to this precept, it says 2 Ezra 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, which is the fields, the farmers. It says, and the full storehouses. What is that? The stores, as we talking about.
Yeah, them hubs he was talking about. Them
Mhm.
distribution hubs. That's a storehouse. You know, your local grocery store is a storehouse, but right, they got the mega, the distribution centers, and even they gonna empty out soon.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got it out.
Yep, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full, see, there was once full, and
It
the
was
full
full
store.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And the full storehouses shall suddenly, see, not gradually, but suddenly be found empty. Now we see in a gradual process, but it's gonna happen to where overnight an event might happen. To a boom. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, and when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Man, time's about to change. And again, what brings people comfort even in hard times? Food. That's why they call it comfort food. Well, when comfort food is gone, what's gonna bring people comfort in hard times? Nothing. They ain't gonna have nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
You see, they ain't gonna have nothing. Now, building on top of that, now we ain't gonna hit the whole article, but this was put out yesterday. It says from End Time Headlines. It says experts sound the alarm on product shortages as China exports to U.S. plunge. I'm gonna read just a little bit. It says recent trade data reveals a sharp decline in Chinese exports to the United States, sparking fears of product shortages and inflationary pressure as fresh rounds of tariffs take effect. The drop, which economists attribute to escalating trade tensions between the world's two largest economies, make a significant shift in global supply chains. Now I'm gonna just jump down. Now it says right here, it says while both sides have left the door open for negotiations, few expect a breakthrough in the near term. In other words, ain't nothing gonna happen with this. It says with elections approaching in both countries and nationalistic rhetoric intensifying, as experts say, the situation could worsen before it improves. Businesses should prepare for a prolonged period of instability in the U.S. and China trade relations. So that's where we at. And it says also, and supply chain diversification is no longer optional. So things are about to get a little difficult here. I forget where I say 8 weeks. Let me see which one I was looking at. It said 8 weeks. I think it's this. Let me see. Yep, here it is. So this one says the port of Los Angeles. Now remember, this is Los Angeles. The Port of Los Angeles warns shipping volume will plummet 35% next week. And this was put out yesterday. So next week, start to expect some things. Now that don't mean you're going to in a store and you bought something for $5.99 today, and then next week it's gonna be $10.99. You know, it ain't saying that, but expect things to take place. Now, this is the one I want. Just to show you the timeline leading up to this. Now, this was put out 2 days ago. It says experts are warning that there will be significant shortages in the United States by the end of next month. So by the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of May. Look forward
Gonna
to
be
it.
a hot summer.
Figuratively and literally.
Right, right. Yeah.
It says it would be difficult to overstate the seriousness of the crisis that we are facing. Just about every single industry in the United States is extremely, check this out, every single industry in the United States is extremely dependent on imports from China. And now trade with China is essentially coming to a standstill. And again, I'm sure each one of us, if we look on the tag of our shorts, your socks, your shirt, a good 5 out of 10 of us on here probably say made in China. You know, how much more bigger products or items that are for society if that don't be shipped?
Yeah. Yeah. Slave nation. A consumer nation, or, you know, people.
Come. I'll read this last 3 paragraphs so we can move on. It says American consumers are just, check this out, keyword. American consumers are just weeks away from feeling the effects of President Donald Trump tariffs. And again, what Mike Adams just talked about is a process. Yeah, you have them in China first, you know, the stages in China, and they put them on the ships in China. And then, you know, once they put them on the ships in China, they ship them to America. Once they get to America, you got people taking them off, you know, at the ports, put them on trucks. Then the trucks got to drive to whatever store or brick and mortar place. They got to drop off the products. And then at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, they put the stuff up in there. The point is, that's a weeks, not week, but weeks long process.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if they stopping now, guess what are we stopping at right now? Ain't no shipping, ain't no trucks, ain't no, you know, people putting it on the shelves. It's stopping right now. Going back to this.
And they're allowing some things, both Trump, dealing with tech, I believe, China and Trump, the U.S., they're both allowing certain things to bypass the tariffs. You know, I would have to go back and look, but I'm just bringing that up to show it's all a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all this shit is a game. Oh, it's a tariff, but we don't put a tariff on them chips. We need them chips. And you know, China doing the same thing, showing all of this is choreographed, staged, and plotted. And I don't know. It looked like I could be right. They could be using this tariff shit to switch the economy over.
That's it.
To kind of soften the fall or control the crash, if you will, to bring in this MOTB or this digital system, which everybody said Greg Millstone was crazy for saying it was coming. You know, well, the tariffs, why they say it's here now? The digital system is here. All right. And they just have to announce it. Everything is in place. It ain't like they got to do shit. The 5G and all of that, they want to put you in an artificial environment. Again, disconnecting you. And they'll even outlaw. I've seen all the movies. They'll even outlaw human touch. That'll be outlawed if the Lord don't come back, you know, which we know he's coming back. But Yeah, these devils, they want to turn you into a goddamn robot. Why? Because he's a fucking narcissist and a control freak with a god complex. He just got to control every goddamn thing. Just like you saying, why you got stickers on fruit? So what? Somebody's a little kid snatch one and eat it. So fucking what? He want to know every little goddamn thing, man. This motherfucker's a nuisance, and the Lord got to come back and deal with this devil, man. We can't have shit. We can't have shit. You sticker, you labeling the each individual fruits, which I mean, he been doing that, but people got so accustomed to it. I'm the same way. I'm like, man, what the fuck is this shit?
Right.
Every time you got to peel it off and then you got to clean it. You know, in the ancient world, you just grab a fruit and eat it.
Right.
Maybe wipe it on your shirt, but man, you just ate it. Man, you got to baptize your fruit, pray over it. Which you should pray. Yeah. But yeah, bro, go ahead, bro. I'm getting off topic, man.
No, that's it. No, that's
man,
it. That's it. That is it. So I'll play a quick video. I'm gonna read this last one. It says, and just to highlight what you said, is some things being passed. So right now, what they said has been affected. It says factories making toys, sporting goods, and low-cost dollar store type goods are most affected right now. So that's what's been affected right now. But I'm gonna jump down to this. It says American consumers are just weeks away. So remember that. Weeks away, man. Let's see what happened. That's the excitement about watching a Lord movie. It says American consumers are just weeks away from feeling the effects of Donald Trump's tariffs at the cash register. Gary Cohn, Trump's chief economic advisor during his first term, said. It says Cohn first forecasted that consequences of newly imposed tariffs on China will start rippling through the U.S. economy by late May. We just hit May today. Mayday.
Yeah, I would just say before summertime. So, I mean, shit, y'all saying the same thing. But yeah, I was kind of feeling that, you know, like it's going to be a rough summer. I thought we was going to get through summer and we would feel it toward the end of summer going into fall. But shit, that's even better. If it's before summer, that's even better.
Yep. Yeah, Esau want niggas starving, desperate, and hot.
Yeah, just imagine. That's right. Just imagine, you know, a heat wave on top of a power outage, on top of a dearth. Because with that little clip of The Simpsons, where they shut down the water, well, the water run off the electricity now. So when the electricity shut down, the pump's not working, so it's no water. So that could be a very likely scenario. You know, that we see a dearth. But yeah, you know, the Lord pulling out all the stops. So, you know, everything is on the table. It ain't like it's nothing off the table. The Most High, he got judgments galore. You know. But yeah, brother, you got it.
Can I read this last part? We can move on. It says, now remember what Mike Adams talked about, the cycle or the process from putting goods on China ships and bringing it to America and to be put into the stores and where people could grab it, scan and go, and you walking out into your Mazda. It says the cycle from a good being sold in China, loaded on a vessel, sailed across the ocean, unloaded in the United States, and put in a factory and distributed to a shelf is about 8 weeks in the United States. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yep. If they stop it now, what you think the end of May might look like then? If this correct. And you know how people they start buying tissue in bulk.
Oh, that's coming. Well, they've already started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you got it.
Now, tissue and bulk, hand sanitizer, so on and so forth. So the thing is, what's in stores now? Guess what? That been shipped months ago. That been here months ago. So when people start panicking and buying all that up, guess what's left? Nothing. Nothing. And if you want something, it's a whole nother 8 weeks to plus, since ain't no ships coming, which gonna bring it here. So when these people panic, it's gonna further dwindle the system. I'll put this
Yeah, it make it just like a run on the banks. You know, people make a run on the stores, and then that little 3 days turned to 1 day because they were estimated that stores generally keep 3 days of product.
Rumor.
But shit, yeah, when people do that, that should be gone in 1 day. But you got it, brother.
I'll play this quick little bit.
Posted on TikTok show what looks like a
And what is this? What is this showing us that Seattle and California, they ports empty. Usually you got people saying it's 60 to 70 ships out there. It's empty. Look at it. It's empty.
Dead. That's the rumor. Ports are dead. Ports are dead. Ports are dead. That's the rumor flooding social media right now. Video and pictures posted on TikTok show what looks like a ghost town at the harbor, leading to warnings and concerns. But is any of it true? Today, Fox 13's AG Janival gets you answers.
The short answer is no. In fact, according to the most recent numbers, the ports of Seattle and Tacoma are actually seeing more containers this year than they did last year. However, with these tariffs, there are still real concerns.
Not a single international cargo ship at the port of Seattle.
There is not currently a single international cargo ship in the port of Seattle.
There are no international ships at the shipping ports in Seattle right now.
Tens of thousands hearing this message on TikTok.
Now, I'm going to move on. Just to further prove, this was put out 5 days ago. April 23rd, 2025, it says, Port of Seattle is empty. Only one ship and no containers. Usually a busy port. Look at this. Look at it. That's Nathaniel right there. I ain't talking about Bishop Nate, but that's nothing. Ain't nothing over there. Then the ship that's over there, he don't got nothing on it. So again, expect hard times in the coming weeks, Lord willing. And we say Lord willing because we need this to happen, man. Other than that,
yep.
Other than ships and the main goods coming in, you have people ready to quit their jobs. And as we know, because I'm ready for this shit. I know other times about you ready, Butters out there ready to stop working, man. This shit played out. But we ain't the only ones that feel like this. It says this was put out 2 days ago. 74% are living paycheck to paycheck and burnt out and ready to quit jobs. So on top of people, on top of ships, or should I say importing and exporting being halted and slowed down, and that's jobs right there being lost, or people being sent home because you ain't got no work. On top of that, there's other things going on in America, people losing jobs. One, people tired of working, so they don't really care about the business that they making money for. And two, the truck drivers. When the shipments do get into America, you put it on a truck, and the truck bring it to the said stores. Well, now Trump just signed an executive order that all truck drivers gotta speak English. Gotta speak English. That's gonna take away a few truck drivers right there. Because the main people doing your hard work ain't Americans, man. Ain't Americans. So again, just all of a sudden, now truck drivers, just like it is for flying, got to speak English. That's going to take away a lot of people right there from driving trucks or to bringing stuff to the stores. And on top of that, you have this. It says, from public works employees to mental health patients, thousands of Los Angeles County workers, so not just truck drivers or people in on the docks, but everyday workers. That's the IMAL in Job 20 or 2021. IMAL. The everyday working person go get tired and say, man, enough is enough. So it says, from public works employees to mental health patients, thousands of Los Angeles County workers flooded the streets of downtown LA Tuesday morning for the second day of their planned 48-hour strike.
Facilities as well as libraries. 5,000 LA County union workers are on strike. Right now, you're looking at a rally of some of those workers in downtown LA, and it is quite the sight.
They're slowly moving southbound on Grand, and it's really difficult to try and estimate exactly how many people are here, but it's in the thousands, that is for sure. As we open up out of the shot just a bit, you're going to see just how long this stretches around Grand on to Temple, next to the Board of Supervisors headquarters there.
We have been seeing all of these strikers coming in by the thousands. They've been being bussed in all morning long. The rally here in high gear, they've been putting together signs showing their distaste for the county's treatment of employees. They're striking for better wages and benefits. They say they want to be respected for the work that runs the city. The strike will last 48 hours, disrupting service to non-urgent care clinics, fire debris removal, trash service, and public parks, facilities, as well as libraries.
I thought that was IUIC earlier. That's what I thought that was. I saw that purple. I said, damn, okay. Yeah.
IUIC and the Q Dogs, huh?
Damn, okay.
It looked like him. Now we ain't gonna
Man,
play.
it did. Yeah. Oh, you got it. You got
Now
it.
we about to wind down too. Like I said, you know, for those who watching, this is gonna be a quick lesson. You know, it's certain things we got to take care of here in a few. But on top of that, I'm gonna put this in the chat right now. It's also in the description box. But watch this video from Melda Karatazar in Vegas. He put together a compilation, pretty much showing how Esau is planning a global reset, and the things that we seeing all goes into the plan. You got the blackouts that just happened in Portugal and Spain, which they blamed it on. Hey, check this out. They blamed it on going green. They said we try to have better systems going green, you know, renewable resources, but that failed us. So it caused the blackout. Think about it. The world have been going green. So this could be an easy excuse for them to say, well, the renewable resources that we thought would work ain't work. So blackout for everywhere. See, he dropped little tidbits here and there, but going back to this, you can watch this video. It's pretty much going into the workers not want to work, the blackouts. Citibank crashed the other day with 200 million, I believe. I mean, not 200 million. I forget how many people with Citibank, but the Citibank crashed. So you start to see a lot of these crashes happen, but ultimately you go on to see this been planned by the governments to have a blackout and restart the system. What you just said, Elder Tazapah, restart the system. That's what Esau needs to do. He need events to happen, people to riot. He need chaos, and he need this blackout. So when the blackout happen, the chaos happen, and things be shut down, when they come back on, guess what's restarted? The system restarted. That's it. That's what we saying. So these little events that's happening is all already set up to happen, man.
In only one night.
I put that in the chat. We ain't gonna play it, but also because we about to wind it down and end it. But you also have 2 days ago the first patient with ALS to receive a Neuralink brain transplant and has demonstrated ability to communicate with the mind. So as we see these miracles that Esau got coming, you have people who gonna believe in this. You have, you know, multiple people with the brain implant, and they it seemed like they are progressing in life, and that's a part of the deception, man. And I highlight this one real quick. It says transhumanism. Billionaires want to use tech to enhance our abilities. The outcomes could change what it means to be human. I'll play a little bit of this video at Tazapah, but other than that, that's pretty much it. If you have anything else.
Oh, you got it.
Let's get it.
My friends, let me introduce you to Yuval Noah Harari, a man chock full of big ideas. He explained during the COVID crisis, quote, COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept.
Pause this real quick just to, again, highlight this. As we're reading this, for this article, consider this article title and what we're about to play in this video. Transhumanism. Billionaires want to use tech to enhance our abilities. The outcomes could change what it means to be human. And that's the next, as I say right here in this article from America First Report, the next phase of surveillance, getting under your skin. And we know that's the end all be all, man.
Except to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin.
Not just monitor the people. See, they're monitoring people right now. Man, look, tell you something, Tazapop.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it happened to a lot of other people, especially if you got an iPhone. But when I get off, like for example, on Tuesdays, when I get off work, right at the time I get off work, it pull up the time it's gonna take me to get to the camp spot. Like it tell me the exact where I'm about to go on Tuesdays. It takes so and so minutes to get to this spot. But the thing is, on Wednesdays, soon as I get off work at 4, it tell me exactly how long it take to get to your house. Cause you know we have our class sessions on Wednesdays at your house. It tell me exactly on Wednesdays how long it take to get to your house and pull up your address. On Thursdays, you got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, no, I was seeing something about iPhones that they even gonna be doing more surveillance through the cameras. Like the cameras gonna map everywhere you go and record it and send it. You know, I don't know, to the cloud or somewhere, but it's gonna track you with the cameras. With, like you say, they are already, but all that info is going somewhere, you know, to some company. And this is for iPhone, but I'm sure eventually go to Android too. I'm gonna look for that. I forget. Matter of fact, that was on Telegram, but I'm gonna see if I can find that. But yeah, like you're saying, they wrapping up all this surveillance, and ultimately, as the man said, they want to get it under your skin. For what purpose? Other than them being Edomites, you know, I have no idea. You know, but again, that's them with the God complex. But you got it out.
Not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin. In a 60 Minutes interview with Anderson Cooper, Harari repeated this idea. Quote, "What we have seen so far is corporations and governments collecting data about where we go, who we meet, what movies we watch. The next phase is the surveillance going under the skin."
See, so they already doing that, collecting where you go, who you meet, what you doing. The next phase is going under your skin. If they already connecting what we going on, who we meet, so on and so forth, guess what's next? Under the skin, man. They just need the economy to crash, the lights to go dark, and when they come back on, under your skin.
He likewise told India Today when commenting on changes accepted by the population during COVID, quote, "We now see mass surveillance systems established even in democratic countries which previously rejected them. And we also see a change in the nature of surveillance. Previously, surveillance was maintained above the skin. Now we want it under the skin.
So like, I don't want to keep stopping it, but he said because of that CV event, CV19, you had countries who rejected the digital system. But now since that happened, they fully buying in. See, all Esau needs is an event to happen to scare people and everybody go buy in.
Governments want to know not just where we go or who we meet, they want to know what's happening under our skin. What is our body temperature? What is our blood pressure? What is our medical condition?" Now, Harari is clearly a man who wants to get under your skin, and he just might succeed. Another recent interview finds him waxing philosophical. Quote, "Now humans are developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers of creation and destruction. We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer human life." As Kierkegaard once said of Hegel when he talked about the absolute, when Harari talks about the future, he sounds like he's going up in a balloon. Forgive me, but a few last nuggets from Professor Harari will round out the picture of his philosophy and his lofty hopes and dreams. Quote, "Humans are now hackable animals." You know, the whole idea that humans have this soul or spirit, that they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside of me. Whatever I choose, whether in the election or in the supermarket, that's my free will. That idea is over, he says. Harari explains that to hack human beings, you need a lot of computing power and a lot of biometric data, which was not possible until recently with the advent of AI. In 100 years, he argues, people will look back and identify the COVID crisis as the moment when a new regime of surveillance took over, especially surveillance under the skin, which I think, he says, is the most important development of the 21st century, which is the ability to hack human beings. People rightly worry that their iPhone or their Alexa device has become a surveillance listening device. And indeed, the microphone on that device can be turned on even when the device itself is turned off. But imagine a wearable device or even an implantable device that moment to moment tracks your heart rate, blood pressure, and skin conductance, uploading that biometric data to the cloud. Now, anyone with access to that data could know your exact emotional response to every statement made while, for example, watching the presidential debate. They could gauge your thoughts and your feelings about each candidate and each issue discussed, even if you never spoke a word. Now, I could go on with more quotes from Professor Harari about hacking.
That's the point. I got one quick one, other Tazapar, and that's it. This Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power because this is the end all be all. I don't want to say of the scriptures, but this is going to lead to the end all be all of the scriptures, because the end all be all is Yahushua coming back, ruling all nations and setting up the kingdom. But this is the event that's going to lead to that being able to take place. Esau, at the end of his rulership, in Revelation 13, it was said that by way of his system, he was going to give a mark to show you was down with the system. That's what we seeing, man. It's happening. Revelation 13 and 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, either physically killed or exed out of society. As we go into that root word of kill, is apo, separated. And it says that he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, charagma, which is the RFID microchip, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. This is the main prophecy right now that we wait on to be fulfilled. And once that happens, expect things to speed up.
So,
but this is the
okay, go ahead. I
was about to say this is the main ingredient in Esau's mind that he needs to establish in the earth for him to fulfill his new world order. But that was it. You got it, Tazapar.
Right. I just want to remind everybody. Well, I spoke on this last year, but this whole mark, because they're crashing the old system, which was, contractual, and we was under these obligations due to birth certificate, the Social Security, all of the driver's license, all of these things kept us in his corporate system, as our straw man. So he was able to bring us into that system, all right, by us consenting, giving consent through signature and buying into that. So when he crashes that, he needs you to buy in to this new system, but it's digital and you can't sign. It's nothing that you need to, or that you can even sign for him to trick you into this system. So he want to give you, it's started with the juice, but the juice ain't the end all be all. The end all be all, which is the MOTB, what the brother just read, is a microchip that will link you to this system, and your ass is toast. Once you do that, your ass is toast. When this system crashed, that's the Most High letting us out of this contractual system, even though, we under grace, but it will be official. When he crashed the system, it's official. We won't have no other ties to him or Babylon or his shit unless you take this MOTB. And this is why this is vital. And you need to understand what it is that you're getting into. You're tying yourself to this man's system again. And then he gonna put all kind of microchips and wires up your ass and put your metal heart up in your chest and all kind of weird shit to your ass for being weak and scared. Scary. This is about faith. Faith and fear cannot occupy the same time space. So now this is why we preach faith. All right. We preach Yahweh Shai and him crucified and being resurrected. You know, our faith is in him. And we're not going to tie ourselves up with this devil anymore. The first time, you know, we were brought in unwittingly. We didn't know no better, you know, and that was the Most High. But now the Most High got us out here to tell you what the deal is, so you can make an educated or an informed decision. All right, because there will be no cloak. You won't be able to say, well, Lord, I didn't know, because this is all we've been saying. All right, we get mocked for talking about the MOTB so much at Great Millstone. All right, but this is where we are. All right, the system is getting ready to crash. Don't be signing no more contracts, and that's why they pushing all this. The government getting you, and you must be stupid. You don't want this. That's them trying to keep you in this system.
Right.
We're taking shit from the goddamn government, which is signature, and they won't give it to you. Yeah, but don't sign for shit. All right, don't sign nothing else. This is the devil. All right. So that was it. That was it.
Con, that's it. You can take us out.
Con, well, with that, I pray that y'all was edified. All right. And shoot, Lord will, he don't shut this shit down here in Babylon. And the Lord will, we'll be back here next week. And y'all come on back here too. All right. Get fed. Get some of this spiritual food, your spiritual meat and drink. All right. But, you know, till then, y'all stay up, stay informed, stay spiritual. A lot of distractions, a lot of wickedness, a lot. It's a lot to take you off your square. But stay focused. Keep your eye on the dove. All right. What's the Most High favorite bird?
The dove.
The dove, yeah. Keep your eye on the dove. And till next time, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory before we get out of here to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hakodash. Give honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them. And peace and blessings to the 144,000. And to the next one, Shalom.
Shalom.